Okay, what's up? So I'm excited for tonight because let me put that on silent. My TikTok has been blowing up for like the past hour. Anyways, okay, so I'm excited for tonight because we're talking to I think 4 or 5 girls that are honestly like all of them are in different spots in their business and they are all freaking killing it lately. And I think that it's going to be something powerful because we have people of different ages. We have people, some have been in for a while, some kind of stopped and are just killing it now. Some are super new and killing it. So it's kind of like all over the spectrum. So first, we're going to start with Heidi. Let me find Heidi. Heidi is 19 years old. She's young. She is literally killing it. She joined about a year ago, and she went Ruby, I think, in March of last year. And then she kind of just like stopped, fell off the face of the earth, and then out of nowhere just like came back swinging and is doing freaking amazing. And she's actually about to go Emerald this month, and she slays customers and distributors. So I'm excited to hear from her. Heidi, are you good?
Yep. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So, first off, I'm gonna just let you like take it away. Like, what is working for you? Like, what are you doing? Because I know that you're constantly, every time that I look in downline orders, all I see is like coffee, and chocolate greens, and just like huge, like 90 volume plus orders. So just kind of tell us like what you're doing right now and what's working for you.
Okay, so I could say most of my customers definitely come from post to post. I'm constantly putting post to post up. I'm always adding new people. So I'm not getting like the same people always doing post to post for me because like that's what I struggled with for a little bit is like I always had the same people doing post to post, but I realized that that's not really going to get me anywhere. I have to get new people. And those new people usually, you're going to get those post to posts that blow up and then there's going to be some that are just like dead, so don't give up on it, just keep going until you get that one post that literally just blows up for you. And then I'd say when you are doing host to post or any type of customers, make sure like don't be afraid to upsell. Upselling is everything. You like, I don't know, at first I was scared that like if I were to upsell they're just gonna like not order from me at all because I was just throwing too much at them. But if they don't want to, if they don't want the extra whatever you added on there, they're gonna just say no. They want to, just go with fat burner or go with the coffee or whatever it is. Like regardless, like I always say, upsell. If you don't have the messages, I can put messages that I put in here. But yeah, that's what I do. Like any customer really, I always just offer it because you never know if they're gonna say yes, you never know if they're gonna say no. And then I've been focusing on product posting. I love the wraps and I drink keto coffee every day. And then the greens, I'm always posting about those. And I always get a lot of people that always come messaging me, especially the wraps. If I'm like taking a picture of me wrapping and then I will drop my results like 45 minutes after and just put it in the comments. I always put before and afters in the comments of like whatever I'm talking about in like my posting, and that way people can relate because not everyone has the same body type as you never know how people look, so there could be that one picture that people see and then they're like, dang, like that's me, I need it, versus like just putting like one or two before and after. So I always put like 5 before and afters. um and then let's see, the wraps, I actually have been getting a lot of people interested in the wraps, and I'll literally just put like call to action too for that. I'll say like message me wraps or drop an emoji below or something like that, and that's how I usually get people to talk to me about my products. Otherwise you can't just expect people to just post and then people to just come to you. Like regardless of what you're saying, you have to be reaching out to people. Always be posting on your stories, like whenever you're making coffee or whatever. It might seem like repetitive, like you're doing it all the time, but I always change it up to me talking, or just like showing my coffee or whatever it is. And I always make sure to add like just captions so that they're reading it and they're taking time. They're not just like scrolling through it. I'm always put like what the coffee does or what the wraps does for me. And every time I've been doing this lately, every time that I wrap, I usually just take a video. I do it on Snapchat. I'll get on Snapchat and then I'll put like a cute filter on or whatever, and then I'll take a video of me wrapping or me making the coffee, and then I just fast forward it so it's not like super long, so people could just see like what I'm doing and they're just like not getting bored with it. So I've been doing that, and I've been putting that on my Instagram stories, and I make sure I put a poll at the end, like, can I try sample or do the, or like can I see results or something like that, something where they're going to like want to click on it. And then I always make sure to reply to everyone. And I just make it really simple. Just like, hey, I seen you're interested in my wraps. Were you interested in trying just one or a full treatment? I always say that because sometimes people, like if you just offer one and you tell them the prices, that kind of gets kind of like, you just want to like, don't like try to overthink it. That's what I was doing at first. I was like, just overthinking it. But just whatever you have there, just read it over a little bit, send it, don't overthink it. And usually I just say, you want to try it like one or a full treatment. Usually they just say full treatment. And then I tell them what the wraps do. They help with cellulite. They also help with stretch marks and just obviously tightening and toning, just like a brief thing about it. I don't send them like a whole bunch of stuff because I was doing that a lot with my products and people just get overwhelmed. If they don't know what you're talking about, they will just go, like they don't really get it. So that's what I've been doing for like product posting. And then let's see, on Instagram, I reach out to people. There's like in the units, there's one about reaching out messages or something like that. And I was just going through, because usually if I feel like I'm not getting customers, I always find a way. Like I'm not just sitting around waiting for someone to come to me or waiting for a follow-up or whatever. I'm always like watching YouTube videos. I'll just look up whatever it is, like enrolling customers or something like that, and pretty much just watch the entire thing, take notes, and then go try it. And if it's not working for me, then I just move on to something else. But always find a way to grow yourself. Let's see. And I think that's really it. I kind of just take action, really. I think that a lot of people just sit there and slack and wait for things to happen, but it's your business. You can't really depend on anyone else.
Okay, yes, I absolutely love everything that she just said. I wrote some notes and I'm just going to kind of highlight some of the things that you said and snowball off of it. And I guess what I want you guys to know, like, okay, so yes, she went Ruby before, but when she came back, she did not have like a team waiting on her. She didn't have all this stuff. So, like she basically went Ruby all over again and she's just killing it. And she kills it with volume. She kills it with distributor. As a Ruby right now, she's probably getting paid what an Emerald is between like fast starts and her commissions because like she said, she doesn't sit there in a slump of like, oh, woe is me, like I can't sign anything. She takes initiative and she uses the units in our team page. She watches videos. If something's not working for her, she's like, how can I tweak this? And she finds a way to tweak it and make it work for her. Another thing is that she's using like every possible way to get a customer. She's doing host to post. She's doing product posting and using the products herself. And she's talking about what they do for her. She's showing results. And then she's also using her stories and her polls, which is so important because, host to post is amazing. But if you're just relying on host to post, don't forget, like we also have product posting and stories. That's going to be another great way for you to get customers as well. And then another thing that I want to point out is that she says that she uses the wraps and she is using the coffee and the greens and she's posting about that. And that is what she is constantly selling. Like besides host to post, she is constantly selling wraps, coffee, and greens. And so think about this, like what you post about and what you get results for in the products that you love and you use the most of, that is what you will sell the most of and easier because people see how much you love it and they see that constant posting about it. And like literally, like if you use that, you're gonna like sell the most of that. If you are obsessed with the skincare line, that's all you talk about, and that's all you post about, and you show results for that, you're gonna sell so much of the skincare line. So we have like 57 something, I don't know how many products we have, but we have so many different products. Don't feel like you have to use and post about every single one of them. Like find your like 3 to 5 or 6 that you absolutely love, and then like run with that, and just like that will be like what you sell the most of and what you build your business off of. So I just wanted to point all those different things out. Okay, I was going to ask you, like, what do you think is the difference between like how you're enrolling and somebody who's sitting there and not enrolling? But obviously, like you kind of already nailed it on the head. Like you take initiative. You're not just sitting there waiting around. Like it is your own business, and you make sure that you're doing what your business needs to continue to grow, which I think would be the difference. I had a question for you. It was going to be, okay, so what words of encouragement do you have for someone or tips that you have for someone that maybe has like started the business a bit ago and now like they still haven't like taken off yet? They're sitting there like, maybe they've been in for like 3, 4, 5, 6+ months and they're like, I haven't done Ruby yet. I haven't done this yet. I haven't done that yet. Just because seeing you go from like, starting last year and kind of just like stopping, and then out of nowhere, like coming back and killing it. So like in a year now later, you're going emerald and about to go diamond as well. Like what kind of encouragement do you have for someone that's like maybe in that spot of like, why have I not moved yet? Like what do you have for them?
I would just say staying consistent is everything. Make sure that you are posting every single day. Like post something. Like if it's not about business or product, post something about your life. Like you can find something to post about. So staying consistent is huge, because that also like messes with your algorithm. Like if you're just posting like every other day and you expect someone to see that business post and reach out to you as like a DT or something like that, it's not going to happen. Like your post is gone. Like usually you're not going to see that post again because you're not posting consistently. So stay consistent. I would say make sure you are always growing your market, add new people constantly. And one huge thing, I guess, I always go and look at my top leaders and seeing what they're doing. I go and look through their page, see how it looks, and then I go and compare it to mine. And I'm like, okay, like I don't compare it in a bad way, but I compare it like, what can I do better? What
Yeah.
like what am I saying in my posting that is like off, or what, like my wording or something like that. I always make sure that I'm going to my leaders and looking to see what they're doing, because they've already done this. Like they've already been doing this. They know what works. So trust them and actually look up to them and see what they're doing. And I guess implementing what they're doing, but not copying, but make it your own. That's my biggest thing, is just like try to make it your own. Whenever you feel like you can't get through something, like loyal customers, or you feel like you're not confident in messaging or whatever it is, you got to figure out what you can do to get better. Journal it. Talk about what you want to do. Talk about like where you're going to be. And like instead of sitting there and thinking like this is one of my big struggles today still, as being like enrolling. Like normally I'm always just like, oh, I'm not getting a customer today, like I'm not getting a customer, and that just happens. Like that I'm manifesting that. So quit manifesting that you're not going to get customers, and talk more of like, you know what, I'm enrolling customers, they're coming to me, I just put host to post up, the customers are coming to me, and write it down and put your energy into that. And just like I said, just figure it out. Try not to just wait on somebody. If you really need help in conversations or whatever, reach out to your upline and figure out like what you're doing wrong, or what you can say, or what you can change, or whatever. But just don't sit there and wait for things to happen for you, because it's never going to. I'm going to be real. Like it's not just going to happen for you. You got to do it yourself, and you got to make action and just start hustling and just stay focused. That's what I got to say.
Dude, that's literally like fire. Like that is so good, and like your mindset is amazing, and that is the exact like mindset that you need, that it's gonna like take you to ruby, to emerald, to diamond, to double, to even higher than that, of like, what can I do, who can I learn from, just like copying the right cats, not as in like, hey, I'm gonna like copy and paste her post, but hey, okay, I see that when a top leader posts about the coffee, they have a cute photo and they talk about these type of things, and they're leaving before and afters in the first comments. Like success leaves clues. So kind of look at like what your leaders are doing and what's helping them to sign distributors or to sign customers, and like what type of things they touch on when they're posting, and that's going to work for you as well. So I love that you do that, and that was a really good point. Okay, thank you so much. And if you have any questions while we're doing this, put it in the chat and they can answer your questions as well. But
Yeah.
it's really so good. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to, are you muted, Heidi? Okay, cool. We're gonna move on to Tiffany. Okay, Tiffany, I unmuted you. Where are you at?
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
Okay. Wait, let me give you a little intro. I gotta like pump you up, okay? Okay, so Tiffany has been in for a few months. This girl literally slays at freaking triple threats. That's like basically all she sells is like triple threats left and right. I don't think she's ever had less than 500 PVV, like been in anything less than the 500 club each month. She's usually like between like 700 to 1,000. Like her volume is always bomb as hell. And she has huge goals of quitting her job and being a stay-at-home, work-from-home mom. So, Tiffany, tell us what you're doing and what is working for you.
I think the biggest things that have been helping me is that whenever I'm talking to people, I talk to them as if they're my best friend. Like, girl, you have to try this. This is working for me. And then I always send them like my results as well. And like once I first start talking, I talk about like oh, did you want to try the keto coffee? And then beyond that, it's like, okay, well, I also use the greens. And then, I can add this on for you too. And then chances are it's only another like $30. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll add it on. And so I always try and ask them, like, if you're going to try one thing, you might as well try it all. And then chances are they usually say yes. And then I'm always like adding more people onto my friends list. I started out with 300 friends like 2 months ago, and now I'm almost at 800. So always trying to grow your network and make sure that you get more people seeing your post. That's really all I've been doing. I don't really do all that much. Oh, and I also follow up, like constantly following up on my customers that I have. So like doing your video from your 222 rule, like 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. And I've been able to actually keep my customers as well.
Okay, that was a bomb tip. Customer care is so important. Okay, you don't want to just get these customers, sign them, have them for 3 months, and then have them quit because like they weren't happy with their products, or you never kept in contact with them. Like if the customer is happy with their products and they're happy with, like, it doesn't mean you have to reach out to them all the time, but like once a month, like a point of contact once a month, that's going to keep them longer. Like how amazing would it be to instead have your customers stay around for 6 months to like a year, and instead of constantly feeling like you're trying to like refill that volume and those customers, your paycheck is going up because your customers are staying longer. So that was actually a really good tip. And we do have, if you go into the team page, just type in like 222 rule, and a post that I have of how I keep in contact with my customers and check on them will come up for tips. And then I like that you said that you talk to people like you're talking to a friend, because I think that's super important. I think that takes it from actually like network marketing and sharing, as opposed to like being like salesy. I think that sometimes people are like afraid to be salesy or sound salesy, but it's like if you talk like you're talking to a friend and you talk about why you like it and what it does, then it's so much more like nonchalant and chill. So I really like that too. And then I also love that you focus on growing your network, because I tell my team, and she's on my team, but for everybody else, I tell my team like all the time, you have to think of your social media as like a store. Okay, if you've got like 200 friends on your Facebook or on your Instagram, whatever, and you're posting about things, not everyone's going to see it. Maybe only like 10% of that is going to see it. Like, so it's 20 people are going to see it. Like, think of that as like a store. If you've got like 200 people that come into your store in a month, some people are going to buy stuff, some people aren't, some people are going to work there, some people are not. But like, if you grow that, so now she's at 800, that's 800 people coming into your store. That's like such higher odds of somebody buying something, somebody wanting to work there. Do you get my like analogy? I guess that's kind of like how I use that. So it's so important to remember, especially if you're newer and your friendship or your friends list is on the smaller side, like grow that and bring that up, because that's such a huge part of success as well. Like our checklist, everything on our checklist has a rhyme and a reason, and we're not just doing busy work. It all has a purpose. Okay, so one second. What do you feel like is making you more successful with enrolling customers, as opposed to somebody who is just kind of sitting there and not enrolling and feeling like they can't? Like, what do you think?
I'm always messaging people about products, like whether they like my post or like somebody else's post about the products. I always message them, because you never know if they're going to say yes or no. And I mean, yeah, I get no's, everybody does, but it's part of the business. But a no's not going to ruin my day. I'm just going to keep asking a bunch of different people until I get my yes.
I love it. Okay, and then what's your best tip that you could give to end with?
I would say always try and upsell. Like I never like, I was always so afraid to upsell when I first started. I was afraid to message people. I was afraid to really get out of my little box, my comfort zone. And once I started just, what's the worst they're going to say is no, I just ran with it and kept going.
I love it. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Next we are going to find Megan. Okay, wait, Tiffany, are you muted? Okay, you're good. Okay, Megan, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes.
Okay. So Megan is super new. She literally started December 27th. I think she earned her shopping spree within like her first day or two. She was already in the 500 club within the first week. She was charted for Ruby before she even hit her 2-week mark. It's literally been nuts. She's like, come in. And the funny thing is that when she messaged me, like she messaged me out of nowhere. Okay. I had no idea she'd ever want to do this, but she's like, hey, like, is it too like saturated or am I too late? It's something like basically like asking if she's too late to get into the game. And like, you know, do people come in at this point still and still go far in the business? And I was like, yeah, dude, like they do. And then out of nowhere, she's going Ruby. Like she's like 400 volume from going Ruby this month within like 1 month of being in. So I just thought it was so funny that she asked about that. And then I'm like, she's just killing it. It's crazy. Okay, so tell us what you're doing, what's working for you, and how you're bringing in all that volume.
All right. So for me right now, it's been host to post. First, I was doing just the basic host to post, and then Jerica posted that video about host to post on steroids, and it's been amazing. So I'm putting out my post about if you like whatever, drop a GIF, and then everyone who drops a GIF, I'm sending them that same giveaway post. And then everyone, I mean, and it's like blowing up. I've had people who had like 30 GIFs dropped on their post. So then everyone on there, I add them, and then I give them the product post. And then if they're saying no to the product post, because a lot of people are like, no, I'm not going to, you know, support a product I never tried. And I'm like, that's fine. Will you post the giveaway? And then they'll post the giveaway. So I'm just trying to keep it like going. And it's been crazy. But that's where most of my customers have come from. They've all been other people I don't know, except for like my first 4 that I got with my $100 shopping spree. Those were friends. But other than that, it's just been reaching out, talking to people, and just expanding my network. Because, I mean, I was concerned because all my friends already do all of these types of companies. And so I was like, oh man, I don't know. All my friends hate this stuff. But once I realized I can expand my network, I'm not just selling to the people that I know. It's been amazing. And then constantly posting. So I try to do a business post at least every other day, especially right now because I'm trying to get more people underneath me. But then I also do my coffee post every morning on my story because that's my thing. I love the coffee. I love how it makes me feel. So definitely do that every morning. And I try to be as consistent as possible because then people see it. And then later on I can be like, hey guys, I know you've seen me doing this. Let me give you a little bit more information. And then, oh yeah, for constantly posting, just keep doing it. Like, even if you think nobody's watching it, like I've had multiple posts or I get like 2 or 3 likes. But the other day I had someone who I messaged them about the product and they were like, no, I don't want to do that product. I've tried it before and this other one worked better. And I was like, okay, like that's fine. Next. And then she messaged me the next day being like, so could I maybe join your team? I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So just keep trying. Don't let those no's get to you because you never know if they're going to turn. I mean, unless they're really mean. Like if they're mean people, just be like, okay, bye. But I mean, you never know. You never know who your posts are affecting. So yeah.
I love that. And you're so cute. Okay. So if you haven't tried it yet, obviously everyone's saying that they're doing host to post. And I think if you're someone that's like, I'm doing host to post and I'm not signing any customers, like it's a numbers game. Okay. Like you can't tell yourself you're going to get like 5 or 10 host to post up for the day and then have them be like dry and have nothing on them. And then be like, well, you know, I got my host to post up for the day. Like if you're on a mission to sign customers, you get more up if you're not getting the interaction that you need on these posts that will enable you to sign a customer for the day. And I love that I actually just tried that today for the first time, is doing host to post, but having people post about the giveaway, because that's such a good way to, one, now you're going to have tons of other people like that are new that have never posted for you be able to do a product host post for you. And now you're going to grow your network super fast because those ones blow up a lot more. Like I had like 30 comments on one for the giveaway host post about the Target giveaway. And so you're growing your network like massively, like super quickly because of it. And instead of having like, you know, the same 10, 15, 20, 30 people that do host post for you all the time, now you're like in this whole new circle of people that are going to post for you. And like she said, like, of course people say no. Of course people are like, you know, I don't want to post about something I haven't tried yet. Like we run into those. If you're somebody that's like, I always get people that say no. I always like, people don't want to post because I haven't tried the product yet. Like if you're in that mindset, just know that we all get it. And it's not stopping any of these girls from being extremely successful right now. You just have to keep going and you just have to have a good mindset about it and just push past. what else? Oh, okay. Another thing was, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Okay. What do you think has like helped you to go so fast, so quickly, because you haven't even hit the month mark yet and you've just brought in so much volume on your own? Like, you know, is it power hours? Being on the power hours, or being consistent, or watching videos until you get it down? Like, what are you doing daily that like you feel like is like fueling your fire and keeping you going?
So there's a few things. Definitely power hours. I try to get on at least 1 or 2 in the morning and then another one in the evening. Even if it's like, so like I do Katie's every single morning, but it's always something different. There's always another tip that she throws in there. There's always a different verbiage that she uses. And that's the same with all the other ones in the evening. It's just a great way to learn, and people ask questions. And so you're getting all of these things that the leader wasn't even expecting to talk about or answer, but they're just feeding you all that knowledge. So definitely power hours. I love those. I change what I say to make sure that I find what works. So like in the beginning, I used all of the basic ones that have been posted, and I realized, okay, even if I try and change a few words, it still doesn't sound like me. It's not really working with my demographic of people that are around me. So let me change this. So I think I've changed it like 3 times. And now it's just bringing in more words like the host of posts and things like that, trying to make it sound less salesy, because I kept on getting people being like, oh, this is just a scam, don't do it. And I'm like, no, how do I make this more personal? So like including my name, or being like, hey, my friend is doing this, my friend is doing that, things like that. And then researching, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this company already, and I've only been here for like 2 weeks, but I'm always like listening to YouTube or going through the group page. I ask Ashley questions all the time if I have them, and it's kind of awesome when she doesn't respond right away, because then I just go on the group page and I'll research it, and I get all this information that I wasn't even expecting to have. Like the other day, I had no idea anything about the collagen yet. I hadn't used it, and I typed in collagen into the group page, and Katie had like this amazing post about all the benefits of collagen. So I like copied and pasted that into my keyboard, and now if someone asks about it, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to send you a novel, but check out all of these cool things that the collagen does. And people have loved it because they're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize it was good for this many things. But definitely take advantage of that group page, because, you know, even things from like years back are still beneficial now. And then the last thing I've been doing lately is people have been like, oh, well, I can't pay till Friday. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I just want to let you know that I hold an additional 90-day challenge spot for anyone that you might want to have do it with you. So I'll be like, just that way you have an accountability partner. Usually if you have someone doing it with you, it'll benefit you, but I only hold these spots for, I've depended like between 48 hours to a week, depending on who it is. But that's been amazing, because they'll be like, oh yeah, I'll have my husband do it. Or, oh, I'll have my coworker or my best friend. And so like all these people who have been like, oh, well, I can't do it for a week. I'll be like, well, how about you talk to it with your friends, since you have to wait a week anyways, and then let me know. And so far, everyone has been like, yeah, totally. I already know someone who's going to do it with me. Oh, and then adding them to the other page, the Let It Melt page. Today, I try and do it right away. But today I had this woman do it, and she was only doing the hair, skin, nails, and the collagen. I added her to the group just because I was like, well, why not? I don't know how many other people are doing the hair, skin, nails, and the collagen in that group. And she got in there, and not even like 15 minutes later, she messaged me, so what is all this weight loss stuff? Can you tell me more about it? And so I let her know, and I asked her what her goals were, and she was like, well, it's actually for my husband. So she got all this information, and now she's like, okay, well, I'm going to convince my husband to do it. But yeah, just using all the tools. You guys provide so much for us, so take advantage of it, because it's so helpful.
Dude, okay, I'm sitting here. I don't know if anyone even like caught that except for me, but just that you tell them that you're going to hold an additional 90-day challenge spot. So if they've got anyone that they want to do it with to like hold themselves accountable, I just wrote that down. Like I kind of stopped listening for a second because I was like, oh my God, I got to get that down. That was freaking amazing. Like I have listened to so many trainings and nobody has ever mentioned that. That just like blew my mind. So if you guys did not just like get that, like start doing that. That is so bomb. Oh my God. Like I'm like so mind blown right now because I've never heard that. And you've been in for 2 weeks and you got like this cool trick that you just pulled out of your sleeve. And I'm like, what? Like, why didn't I think of that? Oh my God, that's literally insane. I'm obsessed with that. Okay, so I love that she is so self-sufficient. Yes, like she and I work together. And I do love to answer her questions and stuff, but I do love that about her, that if I don't get back to her because, you know, maybe in my life I'm doing something at the moment, she is self-sufficient, and she goes and finds it, and she finds information that she wasn't even expecting, and then it's helping her to do even better. So literally take advantage of the team page. You can go into the search bar and you can search for anything that you need, like the collagen, the 222 rule, customer care, posting, like anything that you need. Like, don't let yourself just sit here and be okay with like mediocre customer enrollments, or just sitting here being like, woe is me, I'm not promoting, I'm not enrolling, I'm not doing anything. Like, you have everything at your fingertips. It just is taking the steps to go find it and then implementing the things into your business. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's on the power hours. She literally just wants to know everything. She's like, feed me more. Like, what can I know? What can I do better? What can I change? Like, she just wants to know it all. And that is exactly why she's going Ruby in a month, because she is just like going like ham and like balls to the wall with everything, and it's amazing. Okay, so what is, I feel like I kind of gave your tip already, but what is a tip for newbies who are on how they can like launch and how to see success faster? I feel like it kind of goes in with like getting on the everything that you've already said, so I don't really feel like you have to answer that one, but it's kind of just like what helped you to go fast. But I feel like you kind of like answered that now. So, okay, thank you so much. If you guys have any questions for her, put it in the chat and we'll come back to it later. But now we are going to go to Kristen. And where are you at? Let me find you. Okay. You good? I think you're unmuted.
No, I'm here.
Hi.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Hi!
Okay, so this girl, she enrolled in November. I was told that she like wasn't like serious about it when she enrolled. She kind of just like didn't do much, and then she started doing the training and took it super serious, and ever since then she's kind of just taken off. So she slays with signing customers. She's constantly just like boom, Elsie in the chats all the time. So I'm excited for your tips. Okay, so tell us, what are you doing and what's working for you right now to get your customers?
Okay, so every day is something to go out of my comfort zone. This being one of them, talking to a whole group of ladies, strangers, that's not behind a computer being words or anything. I look at our resources, the host of posts, everything that's recorded, stuff that I don't get to attend because for a while there, I was working a full-time job of like upwards 80 hours a week, and I had no time except maybe an hour to just cringe everything in, and it was crazy. And Jamie, she just kept on like trying to get me to join, but not like pushing me for it. And she just came back and she's like, girl, join, be a part of my team. I want you there. And I looked into it because at first I was like, I don't want to sell something that I don't believe in, I don't use. And I'm a bodybuilder and I use a lot of those like high substance products and stuff. And so it's like really weird to go from something that's super crazy to something that is super natural. And so I tried it out. I did it for a little bit and I was like, what the hell? I'm going to go ahead and go full frontal on it. And I am going to be a part of the business. And so I was looking at the videos, I watched them, and I looked at how people were talking, people were posting. I was literally stalking people like Jamie, Ashley, Haley, the top 20s, Brittany's as well. And so I would just take little pieces of it and kind of put it into my own and reach out to people. And every time I was literally finding new LCs. And then another really big thing that I would do is word of mouth by people that I work with or people that I see at the gym, just being like the old school, going and talking to somebody face to face versus just using social media. Don't ever forget that you have access to that. Use your friend groups, use the people that you go have coffee with. You're going to interact with somebody at least 100 times a month that you see on maybe once a month or once a week. that's one of those forefronts that you can use. And it's word of mouth, because they're going to get hearing about what your business is. They're going to say it to their friend, maybe if they're really interested in it. And then like 2 weeks after, I got one of my friends that I just mentioned once, hey, I'm doing this. And she signed up with me. And then I got 2 more LCs with me. And hopefully it's one of those things that I can do to grow for DTs, which I'm trying right now, really trying for that one. But I look at the customer, I see what they want. I don't push them too much, but I focus in what they're going for. And it helps because I am a weight loss fitness coach, and I get to use that as my will, basically, because I'm promoting our business, I'm promoting our products, and that's a big thing that I do. And sorry, I feel like I'm talking a mile a minute here. But basically, I just really focus on using all of our resources on Facebook, TikTok now, which is great. Hopefully you all got your TikToks going, because it's gonna be the next thing I hear. Go crazy with them. Instagram, Snapchat even. We have an It Works Snapchat. I don't know if anyone knows that, but It Works has its own thing that you can tag into it. That's another great thing, because those little feeds that you find on your little Snapchats, great way to work it in there as well.
Dang, I never even thought of Snapchat. That was crazy. And you're so cute. I love how you're like, your TikTok's the next best thing. Okay, for one, I love that you do it belly to belly. I feel like I'm such a shy person, and I don't do it that way as much. Like when I first joined and I was like working at a coffee stand, I did, but now I don't. But that's one thing that I want to get better at. I want to start getting into like events and like doing the pop-ups and things like that. And I feel like you'd be amazing at pop-ups. But I love that you also say that you basically use your knowledge of like the weight loss and gym knowledge and all that kind of stuff to like talk to people about products, because that's basically the way that I come at it too, is that I post a lot about me going to the gym, or I'll post about like foods, and then when I'm talking to people, I just talk about like what I know also. So I feel like it gives them like that even more, especially when I'm doing like a big upsell. I talk about more of like, you know, okay, like we'll have you get my fitness pal, and kind of like taking that next step of like telling, like making sure they know like I'm really knowledgeable like in like the science of losing weight and stuff like that too. Not that you have to get a degree or anything like that, but I think that taking a step, like if you're newer, and just kind of taking a step further in knowledging not just on the products, but even just a little bit about like maybe counting macros, or you know, a little bit about the keto diet if you've never done the keto diet, or about calories and like apps that they can get besides like our apps, to help them, like MyFitnessPal, how it's like a calorie or carb or macro tracker, like things like that, like help so much. So I love that you use like your like fitness side of things to talk to people, and it's obviously like working out for you.
I also tend to, so I keep track of every single customer. I have a binder just dedicated to them. I put one page specifically for them. I meet with them once a month. Some of them I'm meeting with once a week, and it's my own personal accountability group with them, because they want to track their weight loss. They talk to me about meal prep plans. They talk to me about fitness ideas, what they can do to stay on track of it. And it's not just using the product, it's also building a better person, because our business definitely promotes stronger people. It's all about focusing in on uplifting. And so I hone that in on a lot of my conversations with my customers, and it's been able to get me to speak what I know, not just in corrections, because I was a full-time corrections officer, and I quit that just so I can focus in on fitness and life and this business. And so it's been crazy growing into that and learning how to communicate in different terms of just, you know, reaching out in their lifestyles, talking to them at least once a week, if not once a month, and kind of like everyone else does, focus in on your customer, focus in on the fact that they're a friend now. They're not just somebody that's paying for products with you. You're literally making a connection with them. And that's a big thing too, is not to push on them that like, hey, I want you to buy this, and then never talk to them again, because like you said, after 3 months, they don't want to do it anymore. They feel like, oh yeah, I was just another number in a page. You don't want that. You want people to literally feel like they're a part of the family as much as we are growing together as a family. And it's great. It's literally something that you can build off of, and hopefully they're taking that experience and they're like, wow, this company, not only is it like a Fortune 500 company and making millions, but they're also like family, and they want people to feel that way. They want to, feel accepted, that whole like new year, new me, creating yourself, branding yourself. And it's great to see that in every one of us that grow here, but also reaching out to the people that we're preaching to on our processes as well.
I love that. Yeah, I feel like you're so focused on customer care, and that's going to be so good for your business. Like, you're working it like a business owner, and that's perfect, and it's amazing. I would even get them, I don't know if you have, but I would get them, like Megan said, how she's getting her girls or her customers into the Let It Melt page. I forgot to like say that too. Like, if you guys are getting your customers into that, like, I would definitely be getting your customers into that page, because if some of the things will sell themselves, and like you'll get upsells and like side orders just from them seeing the posting.
Definitely gonna have to look into that one. I completely spaced that.
Are you in the, if you're not in the, I know that you're newer, so if you're not in the page, I'll make sure that you're in the page. And that would just be a good one to also like help with accountability. Okay, so what do you feel is making you successful with signing customers? Like, are you just mainly doing belly to belly and like in person, or are you also doing like coast to post and like product posting too?
I am doing product posting here and there. It's kind of hard for me because I don't like to sit there and put a lot of pictures up. I'm working on that, but it's host to post as well. I mean, all those people that sit there and they like just, hey, I'm starting my own business, and it's like 50, 60,000 likes on there or whatever, or maybe even 5. I reach out to them. I'm saying, hey, you might not want to be a part of it by buying it, but would you mind just throwing this up there for me? And maybe even like putting out there my own little like perk to it as well. Some people know that like they live in the Colorado close area to me. I'll come out, I'll help them out with workouts, with meal prepping, with anything that they might need, like a trade-in post basically. But also like we have those giveaways as well. That's a great way to put it up there for them, because people want free money, people want free products, and so use that to your advantage. And so that's kind of helped me. It's not as much as the word of voice, but trying with getting more products on our at least front page of, hey, we got Facebook, everyone's connected some way on that one.
I love it. Yes. Okay. What is your best tip that you want to leave everybody with?
Keep trying, don't give up, don't get frustrated, keep talking. If you have issues, don't just reach out to the main leader that like reached out to you. They have lives too. We are part of a group chat for a reason. We can use other resources, we can use other people, because different voices can teach you so much and give you a different perspective on how you can learn, how you can achieve, and just overall kind of sculpt you into a stronger, motivated person for this business. And that's something that I would recommend to every single one that's even been here for 5 years, or if they're just starting yesterday. Just keep on going, look at the leaders that you have, utilize your tools, and don't give up, because every day is a new day.
I love that. Yes, that's so good. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we're gonna find Ashley. Where?
Hi, I'm unmuted now.
Oh, okay, you got it. I'm like looking for you. Okay, hi. Okay, so Ashley, let me find my little thing about you. Dude, this girl kills it. So she started in August, and she kind of like Kristen, like didn't have like the biggest start. But that's totally fine. Everyone starts differently. And so she kind of took a break, and then she came back, and now she just straight kills it. She's constantly signing customers. And she is actually working towards Ruby now. So I'm excited. Okay, so give us like a rundown of what you're doing, maybe what host post you're using or product posting, like what's working for you to get your customers right now.
Yeah, so basically what I'm doing is I'm doing host to posting, but I'm kind of doing it with like, I want to say like a method to it. So I'm making sure that I have an audience, I'm having a target audience. I'm kind of in like a different group since I'm only 22. Like my daughter's almost a year old now, so I obviously had that like little one aspect, and I'm about to be married, so like I have the family aspect too. So what I do is a lot of the time I'm making sure my audience is, for DTs, I'm trying to get people who are like me with a young child, trying to just, get them started up so they can see that you can make the extra income. But for loyal customers, I'm really trying to just switch up my host posts. Like I have people on my feed who I've seen before, like some of my friends who have posted for other people who I have no idea like who they are, but they're in It Works, and it's always about the coffee or the Thermofite X. So I'm always trying to switch it up. Like I'm not just doing one host to post. That's like I try and make sure, okay, like with this person I'm doing one that maybe they haven't heard of, like for a cleanse or something. So I'm just trying to switch it up so people don't think like it's just a repetitive thing that you're trying to just, everybody's trying to find these people. And then my number one thing is following up. Like I've kind of like gotten over like being scared, and I don't know these people on Facebook. Like a lot of the times I'm adding, I'm in the 60-day hustle, so I'm doing my tasks. I add 30 people like probably a day, so I don't know these people. So I've kind of gotten over that hump, and I'm like, I don't know them, they can't judge me. So I send out messages to everybody, and I follow up. Like follow up is my thing. Like if if I've talked to someone and they've shown interest, that's where I've gotten all my loyal customers from. Is a lot of people, they don't say yes like right there. I've had probably like 3 people who have said yes on the spot, and like I've gotten them started and it was good, and like that was it. But all of my other loyal customers, like it's been a process, like following up, and I love to just set a date and a time of when I'm going to follow up with them so they know that like they're anticipating that message from me. Because it's crazy, everybody has a crazy life. Like if I'm with my daughter, I know if I don't set time aside and know, okay, like I need to do this, I'm not going to do it. So really just setting up a follow-up time and a day, like, hey, how about Monday, does that work for you at like say 5 p.m.? And then they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'll mark it on my calendar, talk to you then. So then they know, like, okay, we set up a time, like we can really get it done. I talk to them about it, and then that's really what seals kind of the deal for it. And plus I know that honestly, I suck at DTs right now, like getting them. So I know that nobody's going to, make that commission check for me. So if I don't get in the volume, like nobody else is going to do that for me. So it's just, pushing for more and more volume at this point. Like I saw what, at first I was like, maybe this isn't for me. But then I saw what it could do. And like, if I worked for it, like how easily it could just keep inclining. And now it's just, until I get better at, and get in my stride at distributors, then, right now loyal customers are my jam. So that's really just how it worked out for me.
Okay, I love that. For one, I like that she thinks about her audience, and I like that she thinks about like who she's talking to, like when she's posting, because like the more that you get in tune with like who your audience is, well, for the distributor side, I know this is about customers, but I just like that she said that, because the more that you get in tune with like who you relate to and who your audience is for the distributor side more so of, like the more you'll start to sign distributors, because like the world is full of so many different types of people that like don't think that you have to put yourself in a box that fits for every single person. Like I mean, I sign mostly like moms that are in like their 20s and like early 30s just because I relate to mom so much. But I mean, like, yes, I have Heidi on my team who's 19, and like you will sign people who aren't exactly like you. But the more that you like learn to relate to other people who are like you, that's where it starts, like those connections come from, and you start signing more people. So I like that you do that. I just wanted to point that out, like side note. But I like that you also are so heavily on your follow-ups, because you guys think about this, like so many people don't want to, well, sometimes people, like they might tell you that they can't afford it, but sometimes people stop talking to you or like don't reply after they hear the price, or like after you've told them a little bit about it, because some people don't just want to flat out say, hey, I'm broke and I can't afford the $36. So some people just don't want to say it. So they're just not going to reply back to you because that's easier for them than to be like, ooh, sorry, this is awkward, but I'm broke and I actually can't afford any of that. And so like, I like that she gets, you know, a date and a time, because that's actually what I do too. If somebody says that they're going to like buy on Friday, then I'm like, all right, cool. What time works for you? And then I actually set a reminder in the chat with them on Facebook, and I set a reminder for it. And then the night before, I might like interact on their post or like message them or something like that, just to kind of be like, hey, okay, like we're still going to be on for tomorrow, right? You know? So I love that you get a date and a time, because that's super important. And also think about this, like if you're not doing follow-ups, you absolutely need to be doing them, because most of the time, I don't remember the statistics, and maybe like Haley or somebody else knows it, of like how many follow-ups it takes, like the ballpark for signing customers, and then for signing when people like decide to join us as a distributor too. If somebody knows that, put it in the chat. There's like an average number of so many, 11 to 20 follow-ups I think is for distributors, and then 7 to 21 is for how many times people typically have to be followed up with before they decide to order. So like think about that, and then also think about the fact of like, say that I was talking to Ashley about you know, our coffee, and she wasn't ready to order, but she's got another girl on her social media, or maybe she sees a host post from somebody else, and you know, it's been like, you know, a month or so, and now like if I was to reach out to her, she would be ready to order, but because I didn't reach out to her, now she already knows a bit about the coffee. It's already been kind of on her mind. She's been interested, but now she's gonna end up signing with somebody else and like ordering from somebody else who is talking to her about it now. So it's kind of like you put all that work in the beginning to get that interest sparked and to like get them knowing about the product, but since you didn't do the follow-up, you're not on their mind, the product's on their mind, and now this other girl is getting the order in because they don't care who they're going to order from, really. They want to get their coffee now. So like think about that. If you're not doing follow-ups and they end up signing and buying from somebody else, it's like you did all the upfront work and somebody else just got your customer. So that's why you want to be following up. It's so important. Okay, so what do you think is helping you to enroll versus somebody who's like not enrolling? Is it being on power hours? Is it the consistency? Is it taking the initiative and finding out like what the hell you need to do to like make it happen? Like what is it?
So I think it's like, I'm probably going to sound totally like Katie when I say this, but it's 100% like your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like I came into this, I had been like a distributor with like Unique Makeup before. Like I sucked. I like didn't get any customers with that. And then I stopped, and then I actually saw my friend Kate's post about It Works and how it was working for her. So she kind of brought me in, and I was so excited about it. And I think like maybe 3 days in, like I got my first loyal customer. And then I guess I wasn't putting as much effort in as I should have. So that like just slowly went down, and my mindset like took over. And I was like, oh, this is just another situation where I'm just not going to do good again. And then finally, I actually had to quit my banking job full time once Isabella was 6 months old, because it wasn't working out. Like I needed to be a stay-at-home mom. And then, you know, a lot of the weight got put on my future husband for bills and stuff. And I just couldn't afford anything extra for myself. And it was just annoying me. And I knew like I wanted something better. And I just knew that I need to put my mind into it. And like I saw all of Katie's videos about inspiration, like her story, your story, like everybody's story about how they just put the work in and took off. And then in the end of November, I put the work in, and ever since then, I don't think I've had, I think December I was in the 500 club, and then this month I'm almost to 1,000 like personal volume. So, you know, like it can only go up from here. So if you put like, you just 100% have to commit your mind and yourself to just putting that effort in. And it's so simple, you know, you're on social media every day anyway. Like I'm on Instagram and Facebook like all the time, and half the time I don't even think about it. So, you know, it's so simple, you know, sending a message here, liking someone's post here, and just, I feel like being yourself to people, showing people like your side of things. Yes, incorporate it works into things and show them that you're using the products yourself, but also just posting about your life. Like people love seeing like the posts about my daughters and like, and them play, like my daughter playing, and you know, if I did something cool with her, went shopping, like they love to just see little things, and it kind of reminds them that I'm like a person just like they are, and I'm using the products, and then it kind of just wraps it all together for them. And that's why they don't think I'm just someone who like doesn't use the products and is just trying to sell them something. So just being yourself and putting that effort in, and I feel like you take off.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, let me try to remember. I didn't write all that stuff down, but there's a few
Sorry.
things that you said. No,
I'm
no.
like talking fast. I don't like to speak in
No.
front of people, so I'm super nervous, and I'm probably
I don't
really
have
red in the
to.
face.
I actually hate it. My chest gets red. Okay, so you guys are like, dude, why she got like a white face but a red ass?
My face gets so red, so I'm probably like a tomato right now. Sorry, guys.
I'm like the most shy person ever. I get a lisp and it's real awkward. That's why I got my water right now. Okay, so anyways, okay, I love that. Shoot, what did you just say? You just, being you, okay? Like putting yourself, remembering that like people don't just want to see product and like business all over the place. Like be you. They want to see you. They have to connect to you. People are emotional buyers. So like they have to be connected to like why they would want the product, but they also are buying into you. They're not buying into the business. They're buying into the person, you know, like mostly they're not buying into the products. They're more so buying into like, oh, I like Ashley. I see the things that she posts. I see that she uses her coffee. I trust it because she's using it and she's getting results. Like people have more faith in that. And that's why like if you are on here and you're someone who is struggling to sign customers and you're not using the products yourself, like you have to use the products yourself. You cannot expect anyone else to fall in love with the products or want to try them if you are selling them, but one, you're not getting results. Two, you're never even posting about them and you're just trying to sell them, but like you're not even in love with the product. Like people aren't going to want to buy from you. They're going to want to buy from the girl who was talking about her coffee every morning and she freaking loves it. And she talks about the energy that it gives her and how good it tastes and like the results it's giving her and people that she knows. So like that is so important that you're using the product. So I love that you said that. And I also love that you said 80%, or you didn't say this, but I'm saying this, but she said it's mindset. And like literally this business is 80% mindset, 20% work. If you've heard one thing that all these girls have said, it's that they basically all decided that what they wanted, like, and they just started, like, they decided that, you know, they want to go Ruby. They decided that they want to start bringing this extra income. They decided that they don't have other distributors underneath them. So like Ashley's the one that's going to be bringing in her own commissions check. You know what I mean? And it's really just making that decision and then running with it. And like, not just being like, I have made a decision. Like, I want to go Ruby. Like, what are you talking about? But like, when you make a decision, things start to move. You have an excitement about you. You are figuring out what it takes to get, you know, that 500 volume that you need for the 500 club. You are figuring out what it takes to sign those customers to get yourself boxed for Ruby. And you're taking the time to learn, to figure out what exactly works for you. And you're getting on the power hours. You're staying up later even when it sucks and you're tired from your day. You're just doing what it takes to get you to where you want to be and making the sacrifices now. That is what it looks like to decide that you are going to go Ruby, to decide that you're going to go Emerald, Diamond, to decide that you're going to make this as your full-time income or pay off the debt that you're wanting to. It's not just sitting around and, you know, being like, woe is me, I can't do it. It's like deciding and making it happen. So I love that. And thank you so much for talking. I know you don't like talking.
No problem.
All right, I'm going to stop recording now, and then I'll go through the questions. And if it was one that's specifically for someone, I'll just tell them to, like, answer it. Let me